Welcome to week 1. I'm here with Paul and Kay, and this week we're discussing language for helping to get learners ready to learn at the start of the lesson, how to engage them from the very beginning. So Kay, how do you get learners ready to learn in your subject lessons?
I like to write learning objectives on the board.
And why do you share the learning objectives?
I think it helps learners to focus on what they're doing in that lesson, and it helps them focus on English because they may have come from another lesson taught in their L1, so they're not thinking in English when they come in. So if they see those, that helps, I think, the English.
I'd agree with that. I think it's very important for them to be clear from the beginning what they're going to be doing. They may indeed, as Kay says, have come from another classroom altogether, an entirely different subject area, perhaps using their L1. And so they need to almost make some kind of break there, some kind of cut-off point to say, okay, here I am in this lesson, this is what I'm going to be learning this lesson, these are going to be the objectives. The teacher themselves then becomes very clear, so we know exactly what we're doing. Almost it helps reset us in our own minds.
Okay. And anything else, any other techniques or strategies that you use to get learners focused on what they're going to be doing or where they are in the content?
I also like to do a quick review at the start, so I may write words on the board or put some images on there, and if I use an image I'll put questions around it. For example, which polygon has a right angle, or I'll ask a more open question and say, what do you know about polygons? Again, quick review of learning to activate their prior knowledge.
So we've talked about sharing learning objectives and thinking about what they've done in previous lessons, but how do you get learners ready to learn the content that's coming in the lesson?
I'd agree with the fact that you need to work out where they're at with something initially, so to try to work out to find out from them what base level they're at almost, to ask some fairly low level questions, but then gradually build it up into higher order thinking skills perhaps, so that you can gradually draw more and more out of them.
I agree, but I think sometimes I need to elicit more specifically because it's another language, so I might ask them questions so that they can give me the words, the subject words, or if they're at a higher level, elicit the knowledge more than just a word. But I think that's very important to find out what they know. Also, I think there's an argument that they could use some L1 at the beginning of a lesson if you're eliciting new words, because then you can quickly translate. I know that's contentious, but it can be effective.
I think what you were saying, Kay, is actually very interesting, because if you're asking open questions about what learners know or what they don't know, you'll get back ideas from learners. Maybe they can't express those in English yet, but you're creating a frame where they can then learn the words that they need to express their ideas or express their knowledge.
Yes. Otherwise, it's too frustrating if they know it in their first language and they just can't say it.
That's true. It makes them really keen to want to know it in English then, doesn't it?
And it's a very rich experience to share the language.
Yeah.